So it's May the 9th and we're in our winter wheat trial plot field here. Very interesting this year on the trial plots, we have very little rust in the field. This is one variety that's got a bit of rust, but rust basically comes from, like last year when you think back, we had really warm temperatures and we had quite a bit of rain as well, and then it dried up. But the temperatures remain warm, and so the rust multiplies an awful lot faster in the warm temperatures and moist conditions than it does in the cooler wet that we had this year. So the rust was very minimum in all these varieties. We still try and pick out the ones that are the strongest ones for rust resistance, and the varieties we have now in the mix we came up with last year worked exceptionally well. It was very winter hardy, it was yielding very, very good. It stood up exceptionally well as well too, and now we'll check to see the protein and the yield, but so far it looks really good. So on this 5-acre trial plot, we have 27 different varieties. We have straight wheats, we have Italian ryegrass, and we have blends of different things. And we've got some new varieties coming up as well too that look extremely promising. We've just cut them all down about a half an hour ago. We weighed them all up. They'll go back to the lab now. We'll get them all analyzed out. But this section here we're looking at are the wheats, and they vary quite a bit. We'll get wheats that are fatty wheat, we'll get wheats that are more erect like these ones are. So we'll try and blend some of these together to try and come up with the best combination that fits all within our land to make sure that it grows exceptionally good and the sunlight basically can penetrate down a little bit, but the plant uses it all up. That's why we try and use different varieties. So we're in the Italian ryegrass part of the test plots now, and you can see the differences in varieties. This is more of a taller, erect variety. This is a new genetics. This is extremely thick Italian ryegrass, and we're really excited about some of the new genetics that are coming out in the last year or so. We've got quite a few different ones in the plot now, and they look exceptionally good. So again, we'll evaluate them all, see what the protein is on the ryegrass part, and then again look at adding it to the platinum red tag blends this upcoming fall time. So all the research we've done, this is the 23rd year I think we've done it in a row, and it's invaluable to try and make sure that we keep up to date on all the new genetics that are coming out on the ryegrasses and the wheats, and we keep changing the blend around, adding the new stuff in, taking out some of the older stuff, and keep improving the blend on yield, protein, and quality. So this is our platinum red tag blend. So all the blends we showed you on the trial plots now, this is what we end up with in the end. So this has got ryegrass in it, it's got wheat in it, it's got a couple of varieties of ryegrasses, not just one species, but 2 or 3 varieties, and 2 or 3 varieties of wheat as well. So you can see the height of this. I'm 6'3", and it's pretty well right up to my waist already. This is May the 9th. This guy's busy harvesting his in the next day or two, and it's all ready to go. So in the end, all the research we've done over the last 23 years ends up to this. We want a variety that basically stands up really good, no lodging, really high yields, really thick, so very little sunlight gets through. All that energy is being used up by the plants, and it's a very good source for putting the manure on there and making sure nothing gets in the aquifer. It picks up all the excess nitrogen. They're basically nitrogen scavengers, these plants. So the more nitrogen you feed them, the better they get. What we found this year is that the guys who got out there and manured during that cold snap that was semi-frozen and did it in December, January there, it came out ahead, and they put some fertilizer on early in March. They end up with the thickest and the heaviest crop. So again, the more you feed these plants, the more they like it and the more they grow. But in the end, this is what we want, and this is what gives us great pleasure when we drive around seeing super good fields like this and really high yields.